Longest running real estate talk show in the North Bay, The Real Estate Hour. The legacy continues with Allison Norman and her business partner, Stephanie Norman, the newest mother-daughter real estate team.
So good morning. Happy August 3rd, Sunday morning. Beautiful day out there.
It is beautiful.
I hope you have some fun plans. One of those plans might be going to the Sonoma County Fair.
Yeah, it's happening.
Full swing.
Yes.
And you have a nice list of all the things.
I do.
That I commandeered it, so I'm going to give it back to you. So also just so you know, stay tuned at 9:30. We're going to have Julie Atwood, who is with the Halter project, and we're going to be talking all about. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about a animal prep for all, big and small, emergency preparedness, and she's going to call in and talk about that event that's coming up. But also we're going to cover, some tips about what should you be doing to get prepared. Mm-hmm. If, we had the Cal Fire Chief here the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and, we're in the swing or in the thick of fire season, which he actually said in Sonoma County is year-round, really. But if we all know that have lived here for a while, this is, heading into fall is when we've had some really big fires. Mm-hmm. And because we are very ag central, county, one of the big things that we see is people trying to get, figure out how to get the horses out, what to do with the, your livestock, what to do with the chickens and then the dogs too, and the cats and all of that. So Julie has just she's just a plethora of information. I'm talking about animal safety tips and even just in the heat of the summer, things to be aware of with animals, and keeping them safe at home and maybe moving into a new home, some things that you can do to kind of keep an eye out and watch like unknown dangers that you might find when you move into a new home. All the things. So she's calling in at 9:30. We're going to have a whole big conversation about all those things, and I'm excited about.
Yay, yeah, me too.
Her on. She does really good stuff around really a lot of different counties: Solana County, Napa County, Lake, and then here in Sonoma County. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Don't go away. Yes. And then we'll talk about our numbers as well. But first, the Sonoma County Fair?
Yeah. So the fair hours are Tuesday through Thursday, noon to 10 p.m.
Alrighty.
And buildings close at 9 p.m. And then noon to 11, Friday to Sunday, buildings close at 10 p.m. And then the carnival opens at noon, August 1st through August 10th. And fair is closed Monday, August 4th.
Yeah, they started doing that. Well, they went to 2 weeks, maybe 10 years ago? I don't know. You remember, Joe? They went to 2 weeks, and then they said, well, actually, we're going to be closed on Mondays. And to refresh everything, kind of, because after a whole week of, all the fairgoers, they need to kind of refresh and take a break. So they're closed on Mondays, but there's a ton of events. If you go, we're not going to spend a bunch of time reading through the events, but there's a free Kids Day.
There is a free Kids Day. That is Wednesday, August 6th. Free Kids Day, ages 12 and under. They also have a pet food drive that day till 7 p.m. Bring 3... Oh, it's kind of cut off.
I think you bring 3 plus cans of dog or cat food, and you get something.
Yeah, you
get something.
You get in for $1 if you bring in 3 plus cans of dog or cat food, or one or more bag or box of dried dog or cat food. And then you get in for $1.
Or something like that. It is cut off. It says and get in for $1. So we're not sure if sorry, my printer cut off the edge. Decided to put a nice fancy border around there. And
then that same day they have I think it says Junior Livestock Auctions, 10 a.m. Ag Mechanics, 5 p.m. Steers.
Yeah.
Music will be Seventh Son Court and Disaster.
Oh, Court and Disaster is good. Anyway, that's too much information. But also the monster trucks are there the 7th and 8th. That is a separate ticket you have to purchase. I think you have to get into the fair and then also buy the monster ticket.
It is a paid show.
Yeah, but that's 7th and 8th. And the Ugly Dog Contest.
Yes,
which left Petaluma this year. And if you were sad and missing the Ugly Dog Contest, it's now.
That is also Kids Day.
Oh, August
Friday,
8th,
August
Free Kids
8th,
Day.
Free Kids Day, ages 12 and under.
And you can
under
see the ugliest dogs.
contest.
And then
they
take
also
the
have
kids into the monster trucks.
Yes, well, the monster trucks. Oh yeah, that same day. It's all so the monster trucks are all. It looks like it's Thursday through Saturday.
Cool.
August 7th to August 9th.
Yeah, and there's lots of stuff going on every day. Yesterday was Senior Day. Sorry you missed it. If you're a senior. Anyway, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Today, dog walk. There's the Pride Day today. Livestock auctions, fiesta. All
Billy
kinds of fun
Martini.
stuff. All kinds of. So get on over to the fair. If the Sonoma County Fair is not your thing, you can go next week or maybe do both. This week you go to Sonoma County Fair. Next week you can go to the Gravenstein Apple Fair. That one is in Regal Ranch Park. It's August. It's next Saturday and Sunday. What is that? 8th and 9th and 10th. Sorry, the 9th and 10th. And the reason we're talking about it ahead of time, really, so you can make plans. But also, if you buy your tickets, pre-purchase your tickets before August 8th, which is next Friday, the prices are you save about $7, $5 for kids.
I think that's what they did with the fair as well. You can buy them.
Yeah, you can pre-purchase. So but anyway, and they also have at the Gravenstein Apple Fair. They have, and that's in Sebastopol. They have a family pass for two adults, two kids, and you save quite a bit of money on that. And then they have senior pricing as well, and then. They have a cool thing where it says pay it forward. So it says if you're able, please consider purchasing tickets for underserved community members who might otherwise be unable to attend through our new pay it forward add-on ticket options. So adult, child, and family passes available for purchase online. And they say thank you for your generous gift to those in need. The one other thing I want to mention is if you go to one of their select retail partners, you can get discounted tickets as well. And that is Copperfield Books, all of the Copperfield Books here in Sonoma County. Exchange Bank in Sebastopol, Harmony Farm Supply and Nursery, Petaluma, and Sebastopol, Oliver's Market, all three of the Oliver's Markets, and then Pacific Market in Sebastopol. So if you go in there, get your Apple Festival, Apple Fair, and Gravenstein Apple Fair. I keep wanting to say Blossom, but that's when they bloom, and then we have another celebration when they're ready. So anyway, you can go into those, get your tickets, and you get a discount there as well. Yay. So, I
was just gonna throw out there that. To get more information about the Sonoma County Fair, you can go to sonomacountyfair.com, or you can look at our the Real Estate Hour page on Facebook, the Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman. Yep. And we have information there about the fair as well, and all the links.
And then, so sonomacountyfair.com, and then gravensteinapplefair.com as well. Yes. They made it very easy. So they just say what it is and .com. gravensteinapplefair.com. The one other thing I want to throw out about events, and I saw a Facebook post, and Screaming Mimi's, a great ice cream store ice cream shop in Sebastopol, is doing a blood drive, and they do an annual blood drive, it's a little confusing because it said Sunday, it says the first Sunday in August on their website, but then when you go to Vitalant, the blood site where you can donate blood, it says tomorrow there's going to be a blood drive truck for Screaming Mimi's at the Safeway parking lot in Sebastopol, but they're giving out a pint. You donate a pint of blood, they'll give you a pint of ice cream. Awesome. Cool deal. And they said that they always do really well with that. And, I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wish I can't donate blood because it made me extremely anemic one time, and I had to get infusions for like 8 weeks. And they said, don't donate blood anymore. But it's such an easy process, and it's so needed and really so helpful. And, and it really doesn't hurt. They get a little tiny prick. If it's a good phlebotomist, they did you do it yet? Anyway, go donate a pint of blood. And if you can't make it for this, they have all kinds of other fundraising blood drives, and then or you can just make an appointment at Vitalant. It used to be Blood Bank of the Redwoods.
And if you can't donate blood, you can always go support Screamin' Mimi's or other local shops around here.
Yeah, there you go. So do the things. Anyway, okay, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you what happened in real estate this last week, what's going on in the real estate market here in Sonoma County and really kind of around the world. Yeah. And then after that, after our 9:30 break, Julie Atwood, the Halter project, will be calling in to talk all about animal safety preparedness as we head into that time of year where we see a lot of fires. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team, and you're listening to The Real Estate Hour. We'll be right back.
The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman. They'll be right back with more.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're back. It is.
And it's August.
It is. Didn't we say that already?
I know, but it's still.
I know.
I'm
Good
still
grief.
wrapping my head around it.
How is it August? I know, and we're heading into fall, and pumpkin spice and Halloween
nice.
displays are in the
School starts this month.
School starts.
gosh,
I know. My
this
grandkids'
crazy.
school starts on next Monday.
Yeah.
On the 11th, I think, and I don't
did
know
this
how they all
happen?
do.
Where
They're
did July
they're at
go?
Cardinal Newman. But yeah, I don't know if the public schools start at the same time or maybe they have another week. But anyway, I know it used to start after Labor Day, even when you were a teenager, right? Or at least in elementary school, and then it started getting closer and closer. You remember, Joe, right? Labor Day, and then we go back to school.
Labor Day was
Now it's like August,
day.
and then I remember when my kids. Well, that's when they were just starting to kind of transition, and we'd have like midweek, the week before Labor Day, you'd go back to school. It's like, so you'd be all Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you'd have a 3-day weekend. And then you like, why are we doing this? Let's just wait till after.
Yeah.
But now it's like even earlier in August. So, and then they get out earlier too.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
I don't know why somebody's decided. I think what I remember is they were trying to get more in line with the college schedules is what the reason they told me when I was a mother of school-age children. And well, why are you doing this? And they would say that they're trying to get more in line with the junior college and then all the universities and all that. So whatever. Anyway, so now I'm sorry, kiddos and parents who now have to get your kids back into school so soon in the year. But I hope you enjoy the last weeks of summer. We're going to talk about what's happening in the real estate market this week. I wanted to just mention this post that a friend of mine who's in Madison, Wisconsin, but she is a realtor, and she posted something about it's a photo. What I can't even talk. I can't talk. It's a picture, and it's a picture in Facebook, and it says what it costs to buy a house in America. And she put the question out there to all of her realtor friends out there across the country. Does this look accurate to you? And she said, I know in Madison it's not. It's because it says, and they're just doing the state average for all of these different states. And hers, it said 314,000. And she said, I know for sure you cannot buy a house in Madison, Wisconsin for 314, but in Wisconsin, the average made sense. But California is showing on this list as the most expensive state average on, and I don't know who put this list together. But anyway, it was just interesting that everyone's all no, it's not. And so interestingly though, ours for California, it's the average it says is 825,000, which is pretty in line with where we are in Sonoma County. But it's definitely not in Marin County. It's not in San Jose, down in Santa Clara County, San Mateo County, San Francisco, all of those things. But then it's much higher than it would be like in Modesto and Fresno and all of those. So when we talk about numbers, and we say it all the time, and you listen, you hear it on the news, or you see a screenshot like this that says, here's the average California home prices. Well, not if you live in Fresno, not if you live in San Jose or Lake County. It's even lower. Yeah, Marin County. Their median is well over $1 million, where ours is about $850 here in Sonoma County, or $840 something around there. So, Don't believe everything you hear on
I know, yeah,
TV.
it's crazy. Every area is gonna have a different number.
Yeah, and even neighborhood by neighborhood and areas,
yeah,
different
definitely.
cities in a county. So it's really important, and the reason we go through these numbers every week is because it's important to take what you hear on the news about national numbers or California numbers or even Bay Area numbers, and then take what you hear here on the Real Estate Hour, or talk to your realtor if you have a realtor you're working with and say, what is the median price for Sonoma County? And break it down even further. What is the median price for the west side of Petaluma for a 5-acre parcel with a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on it?
Yeah, exactly.
What is my house worth, not what does the entire county look like? But the reason we look at the whole county is it really gives you a good idea of the health of the real estate market in general, right?
Definitely, yeah. And then we can always, if you want to know what a specific neighborhood looks like or specific area or just your house in general, we're always happy to help, more than happy to help.
Yeah.
No obligation to work with us. We're just happy to help you figure out numbers and how your house looks on the market or how a certain market looks in, I don't know, Corner Park or Windsor,
somewhere you're planning to move or somewhere you're selling.
Exactly.
We can definitely break it down. And then we also advise people on what things you should do to get your house ready and maybe some things you don't need to do. And it really depends on what the market is for your very specific segment of the market. Okay, so let's get through this before we run out of time. Taking a look at the real estate market right now in Sonoma County, single family homes, 1,099 active single family homes. That's actually down, I believe, a little bit. It was 1,139 last week. So 1,099 single family. The median price $1,095,000 for those that are active on the market. And then in escrow, we have single family homes 352 in escrow, and that number's actually up a little too, so that's good. That means more buyers are in escrow right now, and that's a good thing. Not a lot more, but it's up an inch, So, and the median price for the in escrow is $830,000. Condos, 150 active condos. That's a big number. It's a big number. And 43 in escrow. We actually just closed escrow this week on a condo for our buyers moving here from Chico to be closer to family. So congrats to them. And it was harder than you might think to find just the right condo, even though there's 150 active condos in all of Sonoma County. There weren't the right ones, so don't assume.
And you have to act fast because we had, if it's been sitting on the market and you just assume like, oh, it's been sitting on the market.
So you think about it for a little bit and then, and actually another offer came in the same time. I called the agent. I said, we're going to be writing an offer. And she goes, oh, I just heard that from another agent too. I'm like, dang it.
So it's kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know
and
if
another property, we just got an offer accepted and there were 3 offers that came in. So
it's.
Anyway, multi-units. There are 100 active multi-units with, I missed mobile homes. Mobile homes, 82 active mobile homes with 40 in escrow. That's actually down a little bit, the 82. Multi-units, 2 to 4 units. There's 100 active on the market with 21 in escrow. Land, buildable residential land. There are 332 active pieces of land out there that you could build on. Put a house on or two, including ours on Mark West Springs Road. Anyway, there's 27 in escrow, so they just don't sell as quickly. That's a look at what's currently active in the market right now. Stephanie has a look at what happened this last week. We're going to go over all the numbers that sold next week. Sorry, take it away.
Okay, so I have this Sonoma County Market snapshot for single-family residential. So for new listings, we have 101 with a median list price of $799,000. Back on market, we have 28. Price reduction, we have 100. In escrow, 99. Pending, 77. Closed, 93 with a median sold price of $865,000 with 62 days on the market. And congratulations to everyone who either bought or sold a home. We actually have buyers and we have a seller.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them.
Woohoo. Yeah, we have 2 closing coming up here in August in the next. We had a couple of just really fast.
I guess we're not a part of that right now.
Not yet.
These numbers. But
and not even for the condo, but we did have a condo close this last week.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Boop-a-doo.
And it's always such a big process for everyone involved, so.
And a big sigh of relief.
Yes, always have to say congratulations to everyone involved.
Indeed.
Because it is a big deal, and it was a big stressful process, and they did it.
And it's such a relief when you're done.
Finally
Now the
ready.
stress of moving in and
Yes.
unpacking. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But be happy and actually we're meeting our clients today and giving them the keys because it closed, but they weren't here in town yet. So exciting for them. And it's interesting that 800 and what did I say on that map? The median for California, which is showing as the most expensive, 825. Our median right now in escrow is 830. So that's pretty accurate for Sonoma County. But I would say most of the people, the agents that replied on here, all of the different agents around the country that said, nope, not right for my county. Not in. They're just kind of going down the list of what people said and said, no, that's not very accurate. And it is accurate as an average because you're looking at the really high stuff and you're looking at the really low stuff, and then you put it all together. And so we're sitting in Sonoma County. We're sitting kind of in the average of the state. So. For whatever that's worth. Anyway, we're going to take a break for the news. When we come back, we are going to be talking to Julie Atwood. She's got a really long list of different things she's involved with. She does educate. She educates people, owners of horses and other animals, farm animals or domestic animals, and just kind of helping you keep your pets safe, whether it's in the hot weather, whether it's for poisonous plants and stuff around the house or in your backyard, or if there's a fire and you need to get your animals out, how to prepare for that. So we're going to be talking all with Julie about that when we come back from our break. But I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team. You're listening to The Real Estate Hour. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman. They'll be right back with more on KSRO.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. New tariffs on overseas imports expected to kick in this week. Economists say those hikes get passed on to U.S. businesses and likely American shoppers. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Let's start with where it hits the most, and that's going to be the grocery store. Look, the U.S. just doesn't produce enough of the pantry staples like bananas, coffee, grains, fish, so expect prices to rise there. Companies like Hershey, Procter & Gamble, behind many of the snacks that we love, medicines and cleaning products, already warning of hikes. Alcohol, that is also on the list. Imports like French wine and European beer could spike as much as 30% by September.
An independent watchdog agency has opened a new federal probe against special counsel Jack Smith for possible violations of the Hatch Act. Smith led criminal investigations against President Trump. In Montana, a manhunt continuing for the gunman who fatally shot 4 people Friday inside a bar in Anaconda. ABC News has learned the suspect, Michael Paul Brown, is an Army veteran who later joined the
I'm KSRO's Jeff Woodworth with Sonoma County's most accurate, most dependable forecast. On the heels of another clear and cool overnight, we can look to the start of a warming trend as sunny skies give us daytime highs in the high 80s and low 90s. In the evening, we can anticipate clear skies to leave us with overnight lows in the mid-50s. This warming trend is expected to run all throughout the week. Depend on weather every 30 minutes on FM News Talk 103.5 and 96.9 KSRO.
Now, back to the Real Estate Hour, hosted by Allison and Stephanie Norman. Now, here are Allison and Stephanie.
Good morning. Welcome back. And you're here on the Real Estate Hour on KSRO, in case you were scrolling along and you said, what's this?
What is this?
Where am I? Anyway, a couple of weeks ago when we had Kyle Fire on, I mentioned an upcoming event that Halter Project has. And then gave Julie Atwood a call or text actually, and said, "Hey, super short notice, but you want to come on and talk about your event that you're having, and then also kind of dive into what some things people should know if they have animals and keeping them safe, and all the things that Julie does." And so anyway, welcome to the show, Julie Atwood on the phone. Good morning.
Hey, folks. I can hear lots of
Uh-oh, isn't it? You're cutting out. Is that our headphones or is that? Are you still there?
I can really hear, but I hear the song.
Uh-oh, you're really cutting out. I wonder.
Why don't we start over? Oh,
Are you out in the barn?
I'm going to.
Hey. Yeah, she's gonna call. She's gonna call us right back. Oh no, technology, gotta love it.
Right.
Anyway, if anything, Joe, maybe you can call her if it doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, good. But if that doesn't work, then you can call. You can call her. Okay, we got Julie back on the line.
Okay.
Anyway, we're sorry. We're gonna welcome to live radio. We're gonna talk all about animal prep for wildfire. Are we gonna try again?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Got that music on.
okay. I think we can hear you.
I think so. Hi, Julie.
Sorry, folks. All I'm able to hear is
It's not a good connection.
Yeah, we just
no.
yeah. Darn it, we don't. You're just not you're not coming in at all. Hey Julie, I'm gonna have Joe try giving you a call. Maybe we can do it a different.
we'll try it that way.
Yeah, sorry, or if you could get to a better spot where you have a better signal. Okay, but we'll just Okay, Joe's gonna give you a quick hang up, and Joe will give you a call. Oh my goodness. Okay, here, let me hand this to. There's her phone number down at the bottom there. Okay, so I'll talk about the event, and then let me tell you a little bit about Julie, because we're trying to we're gonna have her come on and talk all about this other stuff. But she's involved with Sonoma CART, which is one of those organizations that, you see when there's a wildfire and people are trying to evacuate their horses. They don't have a way to get them out of there. Or they can't get in to get them. The Sonoma CART, they come and, everybody, they kind of rally the troops. People show up with their horses and their trailers to help get your horses out, and all of that stuff. She's the founder and executive producer at Ranch Readiness Day, and then involved with Solano CART, Napa CART, Sonoma CART, like I said, Napa CERT, Marin CERT, and then Evac and Shelter in Place team at North Valley Animal Disaster Group. Founder, volunteer, and sponsor at Sonoma Valley Animal Emergency Response Team, involved with the Valley Moon Children's Foundation, and she's principal and owner at Julie Atwood Events. And so she does events all the time. She goes out to different goes out to Oakmont and has done keeping your pets safe. And evacuating your pets and all that. She's involved with that. She has a lot of events to help people with their animals. It's primarily not just large livestock and horses. She is a horse person, so that's kind of her passion and her direction, but also an animal lover in general. So getting out there and teaching people about keeping their pets safe, whether it's, keeping away from poisonous plants in your home or the heat. Are we going to try again? We're going to try again. Okay. Hey, Julie, you're back?
I am here.
Oh, my gosh, I can hear you.
Yay.
Yay.
I was enjoying, Honey, Honey, and your fun music.
Oh, yeah, we were hearing about every other word you had to say. So anyway, I was just kind of letting people know who you are and what you do.
And how amazing you are.
And all of them. My goodness. I was... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, back at you and KSRO, because it's really a good place to start. KSRO has always been at everyone's backs during every serious emergency or every emergency and every local disaster. And that's actually a really good place to start. We just got the news and the weather, and we're looking at warming all week long.
Yes.
And that's the year that we're in, so it's a great way to remind everybody that probably the first most important thing to keep in mind is that you need to be signed up for all our local emergency alerts, and those are our official alerts, and to make sure that your radio is tuned to a reliable source of news. And I'm not being paid to do this, but it really is.
It's not a paid endorsement. Oh, I'm right there with you. You know, we, during the Tubbs fire and then the subsequent fires where we were evacuated, we were glued to the KSRO, really, because that's where the local, what's happening right here in our town was. So we appreciated that, too.
I sat in my car and charged my phone and wore my clothes and listened to
Absolutely good. Well, thank you for that. We'll pass that on to KSRO management. Anyway, so let's talk about you a little bit. So you, I mean, I pulled up your information just on Facebook of all of your, here's the things I do, you know, that part on Facebook. And it's a really long list.
It really is.
Sonoma Cart, Ranch Readiness Day, Solano Community Cart, you know, Solano Cart, Napa Cart, Napa CERT. What is CERT? S-C-E-R-T.
Oh, C-E-R-T. CERT is Community Emergency Response Team. And actually, I became a CERT first in Marin back in 2018, and once a CERT, always a CERT.
Nice.
So I'm actually on a number of CERT teams, and I'm a board member of the Bodega Bay CERT.
Oh, wow.
Which I always say we might be the smallest CERT in the United States, but we are very, very mighty. We're an incredibly diverse and active group out there. And becoming a CERT is a super way for anyone to become empowered and just better prepared personally. And if you want to be able to help your neighborhood or your community in an emergency, join CERT. And only in the last year and a half has Sonoma County re-upped its CERT program. So after many, many years, actually a couple of decades of not having a countywide CERT program, we do now. So It's really easy to become a CERT.
Okay.
So CERT focuses on humans, but also has animal preparedness programming, and I teach that for CERT.
Nice.
And I haven't even updated my website, but at the beginning of the year, I actually joined the board of the North Coast chapter of American Red Cross.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited about being a more active part of Red Cross, which, you know, is just so important.
Yeah,
so,
does a lot.
But the Halter Project, I started the Halter Project in 2013 while I was still engaged in the local hospitality industry. And in 2016, I retired from that business to focus on disaster preparedness full time. And been doing it ever since.
Yes, and doing it well. So you get out to a lot of different places, but you also hold events at your ranch, the Atwood Ranch Barn.
And yeah, we have one coming up.
Right, which is why we talked about it briefly on when we had Cal Fire on the show. I thought it was a good time to talk about it then. But why don't you tell everybody what is this event that's coming up? And kind of what are people going to learn by spending the afternoon with you?
It's actually the morning.
Oh, the morning. I'm sorry, I just noticed that 10 to 12.
So next Saturday, so August 9th, next Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. and running until about 11:30 or 12. If we have lots of questions, I am going to be hosting a animal preparedness workshop. So this is for pets, equine, backyard critters, your chickens, your ducks, your geese, whatever it is that you keep as part of your animal family. We're going to talk about the things that you need to do to create an emergency action plan for disasters as well as everyday emergencies. We're going to talk about planning for evacuation, how to make your home and your property a safer place for both you and your animals, what to have in your emergency supply kits for evacuating, vacationing, or sheltering in place if you have to stay at home for an extended period, like we just did for a couple of years during COVID.
Oh, right.
And questions. So this will be a really informal but very interactive event in my barn in Glen Ellen. And if you're interested, just let me know by emailing rescue@halterfund.org to RSVP. It starts at 10 and we're asking everyone to be there a few minutes early. So you'll get 3 workbooks, some other goodies, and just lots and lots of great information to keep yourself and your animals safer and ready for whatever might happen.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, rescue at halterfund.org. It is, you'd like people to RSVP by August 7th, according to the flyer I have here. I would imagine, just so you know. And when you say it's in your barn, I think it's a pretty fancy barn, not.
Well, it's comfortable.
It's not fancy, but big enough to hold a crowd and.
A small crowd, and that is why we're asking people to RSVP so we can make sure we have enough chairs. We'll probably cap it at probably around 40 or 50 people.
Okay, that's a good
Nice.
size
That's
group.
a good amount.
Yeah. So what can you tell us in lieu of waiting till we go to your event? What can you tell us about preparing for wildfire? Or really any kind of evacuation.
Yeah.
And I think especially where people have an issue is with large animal, livestock, horses. What are some tips you can?
Well, we are very fire focused this time of year in California. But thank you for stepping in and adding that note. The Halter Project mantra is all species, all hazards, all safe. And I always say that the all species starts with us, the people, because if we're not safe and prepared, we can't take care of anyone else, which includes our animals.
Right.
And I spend a great deal of my time conducting workshops and programs for senior residential communities, so lots and lots of emphasis on pet owners. I'm a cat person. I'm a crazy cat lady and proud of it. And yes, and I have had horses most of my life. So I know that there's always a lot of concern about the equines and the large animals, so we'll just start with that. But the vast majority of people have pets and many, many more concerns about what to do about them. So we'll try to throw out a few tips for both. But since you brought up equines, here is the single most important thing that I try to emphasize. And, it applies to everyone, no matter what kind of animal you have, and even if you don't have animals. And that is to, as I've already said, make sure that you are situationally aware. Know what's going on around you, know what's coming at you, know what's looming on the horizon. Really stay aware of the weather, of conditions around you. And if you have large animals or cats or joint replacements in your own body or the grandkids are staying with you, anything that's going to slow you down or may not be on the same page that you are about going somewhere, you need to have a really solid plan. You need to practice it. And you need to know when to go. And the time to go is not when someone tells you have to. It's long before that. So the time to go is before you get an evacuation warning or order. And it's important to understand the difference between those. So you may have discussed this with CAL FIRE, but an evacuation warning is the first level that says, hey, something's happening out there, and you should be ready to go at a moment's notice, and we would like you to go now. An evacuation order means your life is in danger, which obviously means your animals too, and you need to leave right now. So what we like to say is that for animals, and again, anyone else who's going to be slowed down or hung up by anything, any condition, you should be ready to go when you get a weather watch. So that means we're in fire season right now. Yesterday we had a fire in Sonoma Valley. We had fires pop up all over the county.
Yeah.
We had a tsunami warning.
Right? And that we don't think about that very often, but you got to think about that.
That's a really great opportunity. Yeah, you may not have to worry about the tsunami, but getting that warning, getting that alert could be just a super time to say, oh, what am I ready if I did have to go? Or what about what actually a wildfire warning. You know, am I ready? And so when we get those weather watches, like just now on the news, as I was waiting for you guys, we got information that we're going to be in a warming trend throughout the week. We all know that during that time we could elevate to some kind of elevated fire danger. It could be just elevated fire danger. It could escalate to a fire weather watch or even a red flag. So during that watch, that means something's out there. It could happen. It could happen where you live. That's the time to refresh your plan, run through your routine, talk to your friends, family, and neighbors about what you want to do to catch your pets or your equines, your backyard livestock, and get them ready to go wherever they're going. That's the time to check in with those friends, neighbors, family, other destinations that you've identified as places where you might go to, where you and your animals are welcome. And if that weather watch elevates to a warning or we go into a red flag, you need to be on the road then.
Yeah, before you get caught up in everything. We're going to we need to take a real quick break. So hold that thought. and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And I think that's a great suggestion, is not just how to get out, but where are you going, to keep that in mind. But when you come back, let's talk a little bit about where you can, what you can do to prepare as far as putting a kit together, maybe to be at home, what to do, and if we have time, a couple other things. But we're going to run out of time quickly. But we do need to take a real fast break, so hold on the line. We'll be right back with Julie Atwood. I'm talking about animal emergency plan, readiness for wildfire evacuation, all that good stuff, or important stuff. I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team. You're listening to the Real Estate Hour. We'll be right back with Julie Atwood, Halter Project.
The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman. They'll be right back with...
Good morning.
Good morning. We're back, and we're going to jump right back into our conversation with Julie Atwood. Halter Project, Animal Disaster Preparedness and Response. You can go to halterproject.org. They have a plethora of information. We're going to try and squeeze in as much as we can in this little bit of time we have left. But welcome back, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you. And such good information about preparing and having a plan and when to leave and all of that.
Yeah, definitely. So where would somebody go to get everything they need to put in a to-go bag or to-go bag kit?
Yeah. And what should be in there, I guess?
What should they put in there?
The quickest answer to that is that we have free workbooks that anybody can download and print for themselves, or they can get them at a number of locations all over the North Bay that include everything you need to make your plan, checklist of everything you need to put in your kit for going or staying, forms to fill out with all of your emergency information, an advanced veterinary care form for medical info about your animals, as well as kits for evacuating, sheltering in place, creating your resource network, pretty much everything you need to do. And we also have links. We also have links to a preparedness package for the humans. So a one-stop shop at our website. We also have a YouTube channel where we have lots of videos and podcasts and webinars. You can sit down with a cup of whatever and visit with us and listen to us. And you can also subscribe to our mail list. Again, you can find that on our website, halterproject.org, where we send out seasonal. I'm going to send it to you guys after the show today,
Perfect.
too.
Perfect, because I was going to ask.
Seasonal info.
Good. Seasonal info. Yeah. Go ahead.
Where we include seasonal information with a lot of tips for both pets and equines. We include an equine preparedness bulletin with our newsletters so that you can get the information that you need that's going to be most valuable for the seasons that we're coming into. And again, our program is not just local, it's national and international. So we have information that's going to be relevant to just about anybody, including travelers. I know Labor Day is coming up and people are going to be traveling. We have a super checklist for people who are traveling with their animals or leaving them home with a pet sitter, or if you own an Airbnb or VRBO or pet-friendly hotel. So we try to have information that's going to work for everybody in a variety of languages, including Spanish as well as English.
That's pretty amazing.
That's
Love
awesome.
that.
Yeah. So, and it really is, if you go to the website, halterproject.org, there really is just a ton of information. I was scrolling through it a little bit about, for the dog, for the cat, for the horses, for the ducks, for the fish. I saw something for, and somebody scooping out like a koi pond, evacuating things you don't think about. But I mean, really good information. I just appreciate everything you do so much.
I actually have been on the UC Davis veterinary emergency team, koi rescue team several times. We rescued over 600 koi.
Yeah, it's just the things
That's
you don't
amazing.
you don't think about.
I know.
Can you? I was switching gears just a tiny bit, and still about animals, but because we're in real estate, and we often deal with the people that are moving into a new home, new area with a pet. Do you have any tips on that? And, we hear so many times about an animal. We just moved, they don't know the area, and the animal got out. Do you have some quick tips on what to do if you're moving into a new home, what to look for?
Real fast. Number one, make sure that you have microchipped your pets and make sure your microchip info is updated. Number two, keep visible ID on your pets, even your cats, with a breakaway collar as much as possible. Always keep an extra collar and ID tag in your emergency supplies. And our workbooks, and Allison, I'm gonna actually send you a PDF of this.
Perfect.
Our workbooks include a card that has an animals at home reference list with emergency contacts on the one side, and you flip that over. And I actually made this first for a realtor friend of mine. It says, "Pets inside, do not open door."
Oh, good.
I love that.
It's a really good idea when you're just moving in and there's a lot of activity and your pets are in a new environment. Find a safe place for them. And this is the number one tip if you're preparing for evacuation as well. A lot of these things apply to everyday situations as well as disasters. Find a safe place in your home, a guest bedroom, the laundry room, an extra bathroom, your bathroom, whatever, and make your pet comfy in that location. Put a sign on the door so that if people are coming in and out, they know your pet might be there.
Yeah.
If you need to evacuate or if you're getting ready to go to the vet, keep your pet in that safe place. So
you don't have to look for them, right?
Yeah. And we call it the catch pen concept, and it's what we do for our large animals. Get them to a smaller area where you've got everything ready for them in case you need to catch them and load them to go in a hurry. Same concept applies.
Yeah.
That's my top tips for people who are new to the area or you just moved, from one home in Santa Rosa.
Right, and you don't really know, the dog doesn't know the area or the cats. Great information. Thank you for that. So before we run out of time, I want to make sure you get all the information out about your upcoming event. So do you want to, you got about 30 seconds.
Saturday, August 9th, a workshop for locals at Atwood Ranch. Email us to RSVP or get info at rescue@halterfund.org or just visit us anytime 24/7 at halterproject.org and visit our YouTube channel, Halter Project on YouTube. We're there for you all the time.
Oh,
KSRO.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Julie. Like you said, you're just a plethora of information and so important. And we're animal lovers too. So we love what you do and appreciate it. Anyway, Julie Atwood, Halter Project. Go to halterproject.org. Sign up for the event August 9th for all much more tips and information. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team, and you've been listening to the Real Estate Hour. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Bye.
You've been listening to The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman, the Norman Home Team on KSRO. Join them every Sunday morning at 9